If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. This is a quite famous quote of Benjamin Franklin, and from my perspective, it quite well summarizes what are my key takeaways of this course and of this model. So with the help of learning the theoretical concepts of operations management through your lectures, but also through your lecture slides and specifically, and sort of applying them in the real world via the assignments you gave us, I was able to gain some sort of hands-on understanding of how operations actually work around us and exist around us. And from those concepts, I also tried to deduct something for myself. So I was able to take something away personally for my personal development. I would like to introduce you into that. One main issue here was the key learning of the push and pull system, which you have presented in class, and applying that one to the real world and my personal life. So a push system basically works based on forecasts. So you only do things because your forecasted plan says that you should do them, even though your forecast might be not exact or wrong. On the other hand, the pull system obviously works on real demand. So we look at what is really necessary to do. So you do things only when there's actually the demand to do that. And this obviously makes yourself more flexible, but also more responsive. And now you may ask, okay, Peter, why is that relevant for you? So I'm a German and I'm studying in Dublin right now. And obviously this is a very different kind of studying. So I use that knowledge basically to optimize my learning schedule and work on that as well. And at the start of the semester, I basically concentrated on applying the push-like study strategy, because that's how we have learned the approach, how we do it in Germany. So I made a schedule for each week and I tried to follow that one exactly. But as you can believe, some tasks weren't actually that urgent or needed. So I had some issues about prioritizing here. So after I observed the barista in your second assignment, I learned that the pull system may be more applicable. So doing something on demand, because then I had the idea to sort of implement that concept in my daily life, and I hence changed my approach here. So I started to focus on what was really required next to do so. And that's how I managed to better deal with deadlines of assignments and also enhance my way of prioritizing my personal operations. The positive result of that was that through that sort of pull approach, my workload was made much more manageable. And I was able to adapt to the Dublin system much better, just by improving my way of how I operate. Furthermore, another big aspect I took away was dealing with climate change. So obviously, your last lecture tackled the issue of sustainability and ethics in supply chain management. And this was quite interesting for me, because I'm studying something which has a rather global perspective on the world. So it's interesting. This key learning here was your sort of real life example of Lewis, which is basically a brand where I have also jeans from, by the way. And they had been able to save around 2,000 gallons of water, which obviously created a huge environmental stress before, by just sort of considering their process redesign. And so they were able to reduce that amount of water by 96%. In one product. And this is quite impressive and also relatively inspiring for me, because I recognize that operations actually has the power to also have a sustainable impact and lasting impact on operations of a company, but also on long-term challenges in our world to make things more efficient, basically. And this also had a positive impact for me, because now I'm really considering, when buying clothes, I'm considering the supply chain and also thinking about where it comes from and maybe how it was delivered. So before this model, I hardly considered those processes behind those everyday products, because production often happened far away in other countries. And now I'm also much more aware of how operations work around me, and I was also able to apply those learnings to make my own life and my own operations and my personal learning life much more easier. So I would consider the course very meaningful in that case. So it was lots of meaningful learning outcome, as it that is important for me, goes far beyond the theoretical content here. Thank you for listening.